Hey guys! I'm going to show you an easy look today using my favorite Farmasi products, so stick around. Okay, so I started by moisturizing my face with the Calendula face cream because this is great for really dry and sensitive skin, which is what I have. Next, I'm going to prime my face with the VFX Pro Camera Ready Primer. This stuff is amazing because it's illuminating. So this is a primer that is actually, you can see when I put it on my skin, it has like a slight iridescence and it smells so good. So good. So I'm just gonna get it all over, and with primer, you really wanna let it sit for a couple minutes before you put your makeup on. So stick around and I'll come back when this has soaked into my skin. Okay, while I let my primer sit, I'm also gonna throw on some of my favorite lip conditioner. This stuff is so good for making my lips super soft. And when I let that sit on, it's gonna make my lipstick stay because it's like a primer for my lips. And it's gonna just get them nice and soft and nourished and ready for lipstick. Okay, I think we're ready for some foundation. I'm gonna use my Stay Matte Mineral Enriched, Pore Minimizing, Oil Free, Shine Free, Sebum Control Foundation. That's a mouthful, but it's because this stuff is so good. If you love a matte finish, you'll love this stuff. When I put it on, it kind of doesn't quite look like it's gonna match my skin, but give it a minute. It's gonna soak in there and it's gonna match just fine. Let's speed this up, huh? After getting it set on your skin, take a wet beauty blender and just push it in, and that's gonna make it really emulsify with your skin and become one. Look at the difference here. Pretty amazing, huh? Okay, my foundation is all on. I patted it in with a damp blender, and now I'm just gonna put some powder on top. This is our perfecting powder. So I really just love the extra coverage it gives, the nice matte finish, but most of all, the way it makes my face feel so soft and smooth and just like satiny. I love it. And I like to just put it on with a brush. Okay, now I'm going to put I think we'll contour. I was just gonna go with bronzer. I think we'll do a full out contour. What the heck? I'm gonna use our contour stick. Okay, and I'm gonna draw a line just under my cheekbone. And blend it in. And when you're blending, try to blend upward. I like to use a little bit of a stiffer brush, so. Beautiful, look at the cheekbones all of a sudden showing, okay? There you go. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna put my beautiful terracotta. This is actually a blush, but it is very much a highlighter. And if you believe in yourself, it can even be a little bit of a bronzer. I'm gonna put that right over it. Right, just on top of it. And I like to puff out my cheeks and put it right there. Put a little up here, on the nose, and down here. And what the heck? Just gonna put it everywhere. All right, next I'm gonna do my brows. So I'm actually gonna take a brow powder today, and I like to take a nice, small angled brush, and I'm gonna spray it with my Time Locker. This is a setting spray. I like to get it a little bit wet, and once it's wet, dip it into my brow powder, and this is what I use to create that initial line. So I outline the bottom of my lashes first, brow, the bottom of my brow, and then I do the top, and this is just like outlining in a coloring book. Okay, get myself a nice line, and then I just fill it in. So you can get a rough estimate of the shape of your brows by following your natural brow line. And if you don't have much shape to your brows, you can always go into a professional and just have them help you out to get a shape, you know. Say, I just need some help getting a shape. And then once they get you a shape, it makes it so much easier for you to be able to manage day to day. Look at the difference. You want to do something to your brows. Now, I like a more natural looking brow, so I take a regular spoolie brush. This has nothing on it. This is just to kind of comb through that, and it kind of just makes it look a little more natural. It breaks it up a little bit, okay? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, something I like to do to make my brows look a little bit more defined and to clean up any spots that may need some cleaning is take a little bit of my concealer. This is my little Farmasi concealer. It's 2 shades lighter than my natural face foundation color. So it's purposely light because this is going to give me a highlight as well. So I'm just carving out the bottom of my brow line. And then I'm bringing it down. And I'm bringing it down, and I'm gonna blend that in because that's gonna go ahead and give me kind of a base for my eyeshadow, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now I'm gonna do something a little bit different on my eyes. It is a combination I normally wouldn't think would work together, but it actually looks great together. So I don't normally mix browns with silvers, but this silver here, when you put it on, it almost has a little bit of a beigeiness to it. So I think the two look really nice together. This is my Vintage Season palette, and this is called Water Lily. So it almost has a little bit of a purple color too to it. So I'm gonna take the middle color, the brown, from my Vintage Seasons palette, which I have another one if anybody needs it. I accidentally got 2 of them. Okay, and I'm just gonna carve out that space right there in my outer V, and I always start with the outer V area because that's where you want most of the product to go, and that's where you want it to be the darkest, okay? And then after I get that in place, I pull it down here under my lower lash line, and that starts to kind of form my liner. I like a nice blurred out liner look, okay? And I'm gonna blend that, so don't worry, it's not gonna stay that crazy, but I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side just to make sure I'm keeping it all even. So let's do that first. Okay, if you're new to doing eyeshadow, you know, with multiple colors, this is gonna look really weird to you at first. You're gonna get scared, but go ahead and lay it on heavy because it is so much easier to tone down makeup. You can get it on there and just blend away. And when in doubt, blend it out. The more you blend, the more it's going to ease up a little bit, okay? So right now that looks a little nuts, but we're gonna leave it because I'm gonna blend later. All right, so I'm gonna take that water lily color and I'm gonna put that on my lid. Isn't that pretty? Like, you would never think the 2 colors go together. At least I wouldn't, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. But I just love how this looks together. The colors blend so well. Okay, so here's the fun part. This is where you blend it out and you really start to see it come together. I'm gonna take a nice fluffy blending brush and I'm just gonna go on just the outer part of that and just blend. Some people like to do circles. Some people like to do windshield wiper motion. I don't know, I kind of do a combination of both. And I blend until I'm happy, like that. Okay. And if you feel like it's still not natural enough for you, you can always add in an additional transition color. So I like to use just a really light brown color. There's a nice one. Put a little bit of that on my brush, shake it out a little bit, and put that just above it. And that kind of blends it in a little bit. Okay, so if you know me, you know I love to have a little highlight underneath my eye, my eyebrow. So I like to take that one right there. That is just the perfect highlight color. And pop it right under my brow where I put that highlight earlier. And just blend it in. Look at that, how pretty. Isn't that pretty? Look at how I'm just glowing everywhere. I got the glow on my cheeks. I'm just glowy everywhere. I love it. All right, and I like to take that again, put a little bit in the inside corner. And in that corner, you could even kind of go down right here a bit. Okay, now because this is a slightly bolder eye look than what I normally do, I am gonna go ahead and do some liner, so hang tight. Okay, if you are not a wing person like me, you might want a little assistance, and that's where I call in reinforcements with some Scotch tape. Now, I use the dollar store brand, so mine is not the good Scotch tape, so mine's not very sticky, but if yours is, get it a little unsticky by playing around with it a little bit. And what I do is I go just under my lashes, don't get your lashes, and I want basically this line to match up with my bottom of my brow. Okay, you want your wing to go up. All right, and I do one at a time because it feels really, really weird to have that on there. And I'm gonna be using our dip liner, which I don't barely ever use because I just don't barely ever do a dramatic liner. But I always start off of the tape here. See right about where I want it to start? I put a little dot there so you can see it. And I go up. And I connect that to my lashes, okay? Now I do a baby wing. I don't get too crazy, okay? Okay. Now I messed up, so I just went higher with it. Before you know it, it's gonna be up here. And that's what you can do too. If your line starts getting yucky, you can just add to it. Now over here, I just kind of lay the brush sideways and pull. If you have shaky hands, put your elbow on the table. Okay, that's about as good as it's gonna get with me. You're gonna take it off, and voila, you have a wing. Okay. I wanna get a little closer to my lash line. Okay, let's speed up the next dot. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm gonna take just my Everlast black push-up liner, and I'm gonna go right here and kind of connect to my waterline. I'm gonna make sure that there's no weird gaps down here. And I'm putting this on my waterline. Okay, and I try not to go all the way in because it closes off my eye. It makes it look smaller since I have small eyes, okay? So I wanna make sure that I make it match up here. I don't want there to be any gaps in the liner. I also don't want my eye to look small. To remedy that, what you can do is go back with that shadow that you went under your eye with, which is that dark color I used here, and kind of smoke it out again. You can really hide a lot of stuff by adding some smokiness. Okay. Good enough for me. Okay. I can do the same thing over here. Do you guys keep your mouth wide open when you put your liner on? Ooh, we're getting thunder. Okay, and I'm gonna add a little more smokiness. Beautiful. 3D Effect mascara. Actually, I'm gonna curl these bad boys first. When I use my extreme curl mascara, I don't have to curl them because it does the work for me. Okay. How about we speed this up, huh?